So we the great people on this earth.
We better. Everything we do
To
is
making
better.
traffic light, to making a gas mask, to making a hot cone. And you can see it today in our captivity that we are the chosen people just by the traits, the attributes that we have as a people.
Everything we do is better, better, better.
Hey, shalom, Most High Christ bless. Officer Asah, IUIC Dallas. Back at, right. All praises back at it. So we're going to touch a topic today is going to be peculiar people and treasure. Peculiar people and treasure. Because the Most High God has chosen his peculiar people. The children of Israel, which are us, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's right. And the diaspora, the scattered. We are God's chosen people. We are those people. And you can see it today in our captivity that we are the chosen people just by the traits, the attributes that we have as a people. You could look across the earth and we are great. We are great people. Even in our decayed state, in our wickedness, we excel at a lot of things. We right? We can make things, we could turn lemon to lemonade, right? So that's what we are. So let's get Romans 15:4. Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So what was written aforetime? The scriptures. These scriptures is for our learning. We look at these scriptures and we look at it for our learning. Go ahead.
Were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
We get our hope through the scriptures. We get our comfort through the scriptures. That's why we got to keep our mind on the scriptures, right? We got to meditate day and night. Real quick, go to Psalms. I think it's Psalms 1 and 2.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
See that? So we have to delight in the law of the Lord. We have to delight in the scriptures. Go to 2 Maccabees 15 and 8. 2 Maccabees 15 and 8.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 15 and verse 8. Wherefore he exhorted his people not to fear the coming of the heathen against them, but to remember the help which in former times they had received from heaven, and now to expect the victory and aid which should come unto them from the Almighty.
Right, the victory and the aid comes from the Almighty God. That's who's gonna redeem us. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And so comforting them out of the law and the prophets, and withal putting them in mind of the battles they won afore, he made them more cheerful.
See that? So comforting them out of the law and the prophets, and withal putting them in mind of the battles that they won afore, he made them more cheerful. So we get the cheer and the comfort out of the law and the prophets, because God didn't forsake his people. Even though that we went into slavery, into captivity, and we look like our God has forsaken us, because why? Because we went into sin, idolatry, fornication. We went into all types of evil. So God said, I will put you in captivity, right? I will put you there. So let's see. Let's read that real quick. Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 and 15, sir.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if we don't listen to God, read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if we don't listen to God, curses are going to come upon us and overtake us. If we don't listen to God to do the commandments, we will be sent into captivity. We will be sent into these curses that's upon us today. This scripture don't get old. These scriptures don't get old because we read whatever aforetime is written for our learning. So you might say, oh, we heard that many times. Somebody might not have heard that before. But even if you have, we always got to remember it. We got to read these scriptures. And it said that these curses will overtake us. We will be put into this captivity, right? So now, let's go to Genesis 2 and 19. Because God, well, hold on, let me see. Let's start with Deuteronomy 14 and 2. Deuteronomy 14 and 2.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 2. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth.
So God said we are a peculiar people, a holy nation, and hath chosen us to be above all nations. But we sinned. Because he said, if you listen to the commandments, if you listen to them, you will be blessed, right? Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So if we listen to God, we will be set above on high. We will be above all nations. And God said we are a holy people, chosen, a peculiar people unto himself above all nations. So we had to listen to God. But as we see today, we didn't listen to God, as Deuteronomy 20:15 states. We didn't listen, curses came upon us. But God said we are that holy people. He cares about his people. That's why he put us in captivity, because he wants us to repent. He wants us to come back. Hosea 5:15. Kind of jumping out from my notes, but it's all good.
The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
So God said he will go, he will leave us until we acknowledge our offense. We have to acknowledge that we are in sin, that we transgressed, that we went away from the true and living God, and that he chose us. Read.
And seek my face.
Seek his face. Where is his face? In the scriptures, in the Bible. Go ahead.
In their affliction.
When?
In their affliction.
So when we get afflicted, when we go into captivity, when we go into slavery, when we under the hand of the oppressor, read.
They will seek me early.
Then we'll seek for the Lord. Then we'll look for the Lord and turn back to him and say, Lord, please help us. Please forgive us. We have sinned. We have transgressed. But we got to remember who we are. We got to remember that we are God's chosen people. And we got to resort back to the scriptures to understand that, because this Bible has been on the coffee table. Your grandmother had it, but we didn't read it like we should. So now that we're coming back and understanding, all praises to the Most High, that the line is going out in the earth, and we are getting that understanding through the leadership, the bishops, the deacons, the captains, that we get in the understanding and that we keep these commandments. And then we start to see in the scriptures, we are those guys. We are the true people of this book. So let's see our forefathers and foremothers. Let's go to Genesis 2 and 19. Because from the beginning, it was given to that lineage, that promised lineage, that royal lineage. Read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 19.
Uh-huh.
And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought those unto Adam to see.
And where he bring them to?
And brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them.
So God brought every beast of the field, every fowl of the air, and brought it to Adam and to see what he would do, what he said he would do.
To see what he would call them.
To see what he will call them. Go ahead.
And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof.
So Adam was given the power to name the creatures. Adam was given that power to name every beast and every fowl and every living creature. That was the name thereof. God gave him that authority and power to do that. That's showing you that God chose him to be a special, peculiar treasure, a people, right? So go to 1 Kings 3, because we're going to go through some scriptures showing you examples of our forefathers and foremothers that are very special people. And again, but we lost this. We lost this heritage as of late, right? As of now, but we're regaining it back. We're getting the understanding. Go ahead, 1 Kings 3 and 12.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 3 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee.
So it said there will be nobody like King Solomon. Read, let me get there with you. Read it again.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 3 and verse 12. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee.
Right, so nobody will arise like King Solomon because he was the wisest king. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. And God said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thy enemies, but hast asked for thy self-understanding to discern judgment.
So Solomon didn't ask for long life. He didn't ask for riches. He asked for understanding and discernment of judgment. Read verse 9.
Verse 9. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people?
See, who's able to judge this great a people? It's a lot of us. Who's able to judge this people? So he asked for understanding and discernment. But read verse 12 again.
Verse 12. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee.
So God gave him this. God granted him to be wise and understanding and have discernment. And because he didn't ask for riches, he got that after that, right? Read verse 13.
And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days.
There ain't gonna be no kings like King Solomon. He's gonna be the wisest and richest.
That's right.
He only asked for understanding and discernment. He didn't ask for the riches, because he said, remember, don't give me poverty nor give me riches to where I'll blaspheme thy name, or take the name thy Lord in vain, because I want to make sure I have just enough. I want to make sure that I'm good just enough. I don't want to have too much riches, and I don't want to be poor. So just give me enough, but give me that wisdom and discernment to make right decisions, right? So he could judge the people. But we know, he went off later in his years because, again, going off and going into dealing with the other nations, that's what was downfall, and that's what happened with after that the split of the kingdom because of sin, right? But now we're coming back. Get 1 Kings 4:29. Next chapter over.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 4 and verse 29. And God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding exceeding much, and largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore.
See, when you look at the sand of the seashore, you see that's the wisdom that King Solomon had. He said, I gave him wisdom and understanding exceeding much. So God granted him that. Read.
And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and all the wisdom of Egypt.
It excelled the east country and Egypt. So the Egyptians didn't have the ways of knowledge.
That's right.
It was the children of Israel who was given this knowledge, given this wisdom, right? Let's go to get Baruch 3:36, because I had that later, but this is where the Spirit is going. Baruch 3:36.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 36. He have found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob his servant.
Who he give it to?
Unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved.
See that he gave it to Jacob his servant and Israel his beloved. God loves Israel. That's who he loves. So he gave all the way of knowledge to the children of Israel. So when you look amongst our people, we have that knowledge. Well, a lot, again, in our captivity, we be seeking a lot of ways to do evil, being wise to do evil. But even in our captivity, when we don't do, like, say, killing and robbing, but we just doing things that's creating things or things that we touch for our jobs, or we are great people. We have that in our DNA. So go back to 1 Kings 4. Read 30 again.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 4 and verse 30. And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and all the wisdom of Egypt.
Read.
For he was wiser than all men.
He was wiser than all men. Go ahead.
Than Ethan the Ezrahite, and Heman, and Shekol, and Darada, the sons of Mahol, and his fame was in all nations round about.
His fame was in all nations round about. He was famous and was wiser than any people on the earth. Go ahead.
And he spake 3,000 proverbs.
He spake 3,000 proverbs. So when you read Proverbs, that's coming from King Solomon. Read.
And his songs were 1,005.
And his songs were 1,005. So he wrote songs. He wrote the Songs of Solomon. So let's go to Songs of Solomon 1 and 5, because you might say, well, you have that Christianity thought out there that, well, when I look at King Solomon, I see a Google King Solomon, it shows a white man. But that's not it. King Solomon is a black man. The children of Israel are black and brown people. Read.
The book of Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5.
I
am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
So Solomon said, I am black and handsome. Go back to 1 Kings 4.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 4 and verse.
Read 33.
33. And he spake of trees from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon.
So he spake of trees from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon. Go ahead.
Even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall.
So King Solomon spoke about trees. Go ahead.
He spake also of beasts and of fowl, and of creeping things and of fishes.
He spoke about beast and fowl, creeping things, and fishes. Because remember, Adam was given authority to name the creatures of the living things, and then King Solomon said he spoke about those things. Right? Go ahead.
And there came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon.
They came all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon. So you got to imagine they taking they family say, where we going? The kids is asking, where we going? We're going to go see King Solomon. We're going to go see his wisdom, hear his wisdom. Read.
And there came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon from all kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom.
They heard the wisdom of King Solomon because it reached throughout the earth. They heard this wisdom that King Solomon had, so they had to go see it for themselves. They had to go see it. Let's see who went go see it. Second Chronicles 9 and 3. Second Chronicles 9 and verse 3.
The book of Second Chronicles, chapter 9 and verse 3.
Because who else went go see it? Go ahead.
And when the queen of Sheba had seen the wisdom of Solomon and the house that he had built.
Jump to verse 1.
Verse 1. And when the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon, she came to prove Solomon with hard questions at Jerusalem.
So she came to prove Solomon with hard questions. Go ahead.
With a very great company.
So she came with a whole bunch of people. Read. And things, which you explained. Read.
And camels that bear spices.
Uh-huh.
And gold in abundance. And precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart.
So she came with all her great substance, and when she saw Solomon, she spoke to Solomon everything that was on her mind, because she wanted to hear the wisdom from King Solomon from the children of Israel. You remember, Queen Sheba was a Hamite, so she went to go see the wisdom, because King Solomon's wisdom excelled the east, from all the east, and all the the Egyptians, excuse me. Go ahead.
And Solomon told her all her questions, and there was nothing hid from Solomon which he told her not.
So Queen of Sheba went to go ask questions. They talked. That's what they did. They don't talk about nothing about laying down with nobody. He talked with Queen Sheba. Go ahead.
And when the queen of Sheba had seen the wisdom of Solomon.
Seen the what?
The wisdom of Solomon.
Uh-huh.
And the house that he had built.
So she's seen the wisdom and the house that he built, because, again, King Solomon is from the line and lineage of the children of Israel. So we descend from that bloodline. We descend from that royal lineage and heritage.
And the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel, his cupbearers also, and their apparel, and his ascent by which he went up into the house of the Lord. There was no more spirit in her. So
when she saw how everything was decked out and laid out, she had no more spirit in her, because she was amazed on what she saw. She was amazed on the things, how it said, the meat of his table, the sitting of his servants, the attendance of his ministers, the apparel, everything was decked out.
That's right.
That's the lineage we come from. Go to, 1 Peter's? You know what I want?
Yes, sir. The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9.
There you go.
But ye are a chosen generation.
Uh-huh.
A royal priesthood.
A royal priesthood, a chosen generation. Peter knew this. Paul knew this. The disciples knew this. Read.
Unholy nation.
Uh-huh.
A peculiar people.
A peculiar people. Read.
That ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
So you should show the praises to the Most High God for taking you out of the sin that you're in, and that you see now that you are a chosen generation. You are a chosen people. You are a royal priesthood. You are a holy nation. You are a peculiar people. You should praise the Most High for that. That's why when you see the order of the men and the way we look, is because God ordained us to have that order and structure. We are the priests of the living God. We are the kings and priests. So we must have that order, that structure, and we have to bring that back into the nation. And we're bringing it back into the nation. That's why we got to make sure we burn the fat. We are healthy because we are God's on this earth. We God's chosen people. So we are that peculiar treasure. So we have to treat our temples, our bodies like that. We got to put things in order and in structure because that is God's ordained mission plan. Go back to 2 Chronicles 9.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 9 and verse 5. And she said to the king, it was a true report which I heard in my own land of thine acts and of thy wisdom.
So she heard it, and when she got there, remember, it said no more spirit was in her. So when she heard it, she said, this is true. What I heard was true. Read.
Howbeit, I believed not their words until I came.
So when she heard the word, she's like, nah, he ain't the greatest king. He ain't the richest king. He ain't got all this wealth. He ain't got all this wisdom and understanding. He ain't got that. But when she got there, she said, what?
Howbeit, I believed not their words until I came.
Till I came, that's when she believed. Go ahead.
And mine eyes had seen it.
Uh-huh.
And behold, the one half of the greatness of thy wisdom was not told me.
So she only got half of the information that was told to her about King Solomon. Only half. The half, she said, I don't even believe that half because it was probably like, yeah, right. He ain't got all that. And then when she saw it, it was only, she said, whoa. Remember, her spirit left. Go ahead.
For thou exceedest the fame that I heard.
His fame exceed what she heard. It went past everything she heard of how King Solomon throne and servants was. It went past what she was told. So that is our forefather. That is our history. And we got to go back and remember this and learn it and understand it. And we got to follow these scriptures like that. We got to hear this thing and get here and let it resonate in our spirit. Right? Go to Second Kings. Oh, no. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 20. Because remember, he had wisdom and understanding of everything, the beasts, the animals, the trees. He had all that understanding. And you can see that because why? During our captivity here in America, you had a few brothers like that, namely Washington Carver. Or George Washington Carver, the one who learned about plants, learned about peanut butter, learned different facets of how to use the peanut, right? So that he had that wisdom. Go ahead and read Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 20.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 17.
Wait. I'm sorry. 15.
Verse 15. God hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me. Because it is he that leadeth unto wisdom, and directeth the wise.
Because God gives the wisdom, God directs the wise. That's where we get our understanding and our knowledge from, the Most High God. Because when you read Psalms 111 and 10, by keeping the commandments, that's how you get your wisdom.
For in his hands are both we and our words. All wisdom also and knowledge of workmanship. For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made.
So God gave Solomon how the world was made. He told him how the world was made. King Solomon understood that. Read.
And the operation of the elements.
He understand the periodic table. He understand all the elements of the world. Read.
The beginning, ending, and midst of the times.
He was shown everything of the time. Go ahead.
The alterations of the turning of the sun.
He knew the sun turned. The scientists are now has been now learning that. But King Solomon understood that. Go ahead. Right.
and the change of seasons,
He knew the changing of seasons. Read.
the circuits of years,
Uh-huh.
and the positions of stars,
He knew these things. It was given to King Solomon. Go ahead.
the natures of living creatures, and the theories of wild beasts, the violence of winds, and the reasonings of men,
Uh-huh.
the diversities of plants, and the virtues of roots,
So he knew about living creatures, the furies of wild beasts, violence of winds, reasoning of men, diversities of plants, the virtues of roots. So he knew all this information, King Solomon did. But with all this information, what happened? He fell off. So you have to be careful with all the wisdom that we might have. We have to have that discernment. We have to make sure that we stand in the spirit. Because we can know all this information, know all this wisdom, but then we fall by the hands of a woman. We fall by the hands of lust. We fall by the hands of wicked desire. So we have to make sure we stand in the spirit. Read.
and all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know.
He knew these things, secret or manifest. He know these things. Go ahead.
For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me.
Because wisdom taught him that. Read.
For in her is an understanding spirit, holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the things that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good.
Right. So he understood all these things. Wisdom of Solomon knew these things that was given to him by the Most High God. Right. So now go to 2 Kings 20. So that was King Solomon. And again, read the history. We don't have time to go through all the history, but again, for 1 Kings 11, that's when he fell off. Again, just because we have all this knowledge and wisdom, we are subject to sin. We can fall short. We can go off, but that's why we have to make sure we apply what's written. We see the example of King Solomon and say, okay, I can't fall like my brother. I can't fall like that, right? So we have to understand that. 2 Kings 20 and 13. So let's see another example of a peculiar people. King Hezekiah. Go ahead.
2 Kings chapter 20 and verse 13.
Read verse 12.
Verse 12. At that time, Baladan, the son of Balaam, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present unto Hezekiah, for he had heard that Hezekiah had been sick.
Because Hezekiah got sick, right? So he sent them letters. Go ahead.
And Hezekiah hearkened unto them, and showed them all the house of his precious things.
So King Solomon hearkened, and then he showed the heathen all the precious things in the house, which he wasn't supposed to do. So again, King Hezekiah was a great king, and he just fell off, but he repented. Go ahead.
The silver and the gold and the spices and the precious ointment and all the house of his armor and all that was found in his treasures. There was nothing in his house nor in all his dominion that Hezekiah showed them not.
So Hezekiah showed all these things to the king of Babylon, which he wasn't supposed to, but showing you in his scripture that his house, he had precious things, silver, gold, spices, precious ointment, hit the armory, all the things, the treasures, he showed him all that, which he wasn't supposed to. And again, he wasn't supposed to, he fell off, he repented, but showing you the royalty or the prestige of what King Hezekiah had in his house. The silver, the precious things. Go to verse 20.
Verse 20. And the rest of the acts of Hezekiah in all his might, and how he made a pool and a conduit and brought water into the city, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah?
So it said, and the rest of the acts of Hezekiah and all his might, how he made a pool and a conduit and brought water into the city. So King Hezekiah had that wisdom and knowledge as well to put together a pool, a conduit to bring water to a city. Right? And again, he showed the king of Babylon what he shouldn't have showed, but he repented from that. Those things that King Hezekiah had and had that skill set to do. So King Hezekiah had a pool and a conduit. You had the northern kingdom had created a city as well and dealt with water too. We'll go and get peculiar.
The definition of peculiar. Peculiar means strange or unusual, often in a way that is odd, curious, or even a bit unpleasant. It can also refer to something that is unique or distinctive, belonging specifically to one person, group, or thing.
So it says strange or unusual, and often way that is odd, curious, or even a bit unpleasant. So the way we keep the law, statutes, commandments compared to the world, it'll be strange and unusual and unpleasant to them.
That's right.
Now, it also said something that is unique or distinctive, belonging specifically to one person, group, or thing. So scroll down to number 2. Because this is where we at. We are no, that's the AI. Where's the go to the definition? Keep scrolling. Yeah, there you go. Number 2. What did it say?
Number 2, particular, special.
Special. Peculiar people are special people. Go down to the similars in number 2.
Similar, distinctive, characteristic, distinct, different, individual, individualistic, distinguishing, typical, special, specific, representative, unique, idiosyncratic, personal, private, essential, natural, indefinable, unmistakable, conspicuous, notable, remarkable, singular.
Notable, remarkable, distinguishing. We are special. That's the type of people that God has chosen. So you see that King Solomon was special, was distinctive. King Hezekiah as well was notable and remarkable because he made a conduit and a pool.
That's right.
So go to, I'm not on Northern Kingdom yet, but I'll wait for it. We're almost there. Okay, go to Genesis 41. So remember, King Hezekiah made a pool, a conduit. He brought water to the city. That's a person of wisdom and understanding. That's a wise and understanding people right there. Go to Genesis 41:39.
The book of Genesis, chapter 41 and verse 39.
These are your forefathers. These are the people that your bloodline comes from. And we have to act like that. We got to show that. We got to build ourselves up like that. Get out of this Babylonian captivity mind state that we are not we just some Negroes, just some niggas. We not that. We're not just Hispanics or just Latinos or just Mexicans. We not just Native Americans. We are much greater than those words.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The book of Genesis, chapter 41 and verse 39. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as God hath showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art.
There ain't none, no discreet and as wise as thou art. And Pharaoh said unto who?
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph.
Unto Joseph, that's our forefather. Read.
See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt.
Where you at? Where you at?
Verse 41.
Oh, you read 39 again.
Verse 39. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as God hath showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art.
So ain't nobody wise as Joseph at this time. Read.
Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. So
since you are wise, I'm going to give you second in command to Pharaoh. He gonna be second in command to Pharaoh. That's how wise he was. So that'll be like today, somebody was second in command to President Trump, and there was a black man, right? That's the similar. So, and then if today, if a brother get a job second in command to in the presidency, you know, us, well, not us, but people will be our nation, blacks, Hispanics, will be like, well, oh, he's a, well, he might be selling out or something. But in our captivity, he might be, because of how he might have got it. But if he was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, no, we're not selling out if we're doing that. Right? So go ahead, read.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt.
See, I set thee over all the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand, and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck.
Look at that. He had a ring. He had on a vesture of fine linen. Put a gold chain upon his neck. Let gold on his neck. Go ahead.
And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, Bow the knee. And he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt.
Because God had favor with Joseph. So God was put in Joseph was put in a good position with the king of Egypt, with the Pharaoh. So he was given these accolades and these clothes and his gold, because God had favor for Joseph, and Joseph had that wisdom that was given from the Most High God. Okay. Now, let's go to 1 Chronicles 12:32. 1 Chronicles 12 and 32.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 12 and verse 32.
Mm-hmm.
And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
So Issachar had understanding of the times. It knew about time. So that means they had wisdom. They were smart people. So when the conquistadors came over here, because, they called the native savages, they called the Mexican savages, but they had an understanding. They were already wise. They had things that they accomplished and built. So give me, go to the link, Tino Chatilin, if I'm saying that right. You know what, you see it?
Yes, sir.
Pull that up. So showing you we are peculiar people. We have this wisdom in us. Now, in our captivity, we just got to pull it out. We got to make sure we use it for the right purposes and be smart. We got to train the kids up to be smart, not just play video games all day. Use the talents and skills that are in us God-givenly, and we just got to hone on to them and perfect them.
That's right.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
Pull that up. So now, go ahead and read some of this.
Tino Chitlin.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Tino Chitlin, also known as Mexico Tenochtitlan, was a large Mexican altepil in what is now the historic center of Mexico City.
So now Mexico City is where that is. Right now, Mexico City is what that used to be. Go ahead.
The exact date of the founding of this city is unclear. But the date, March 13th of 1325, was chosen in 1925 to celebrate the 600th anniversary of the city. The city was built on an island in what was then Lake Texcoco in the Valley of Mexico. The city was the capital of the expanding Aztec Empire in the 15th century until it was captured by the Taxlatic and the Spanish in 1521.
So it was captured by the Spanish in 1521. Remember, because it was the Spanish, the conquistadors came over and conquered the northern kingdom. That's right. Over here. Get Deuteronomy 28 and 49, because the Mexicans, the Latinos, y'all are the children of Israel. The Spanish came over here and conquered you and took your information, took your ways of knowledge, and destroyed some of you and scattered you throughout the land of America. Go ahead, read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
So God is going to bring a nation from far, as swift as the eagle flieth, the Spanish conquistadors. Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Because you, Northern Kingdom, the Mexicans did not know Spanish. You spoke Hebrew. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Because they were an angry nation, and they came to destroy, to kill, and to pillage. You could see that in that series on, I think it's Netflix or Hulu, about the American pre-evil, where the Mormons and the other Edomites came and destroyed the Native Americans in America. Read.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed.
See that? So they're going to come and take all your resources until you be destroyed. Okay, go back to the Wikipedia.
Yes, sir. Paragraph 2. At its peak, it was the largest city in the pre-Columbian Americas. It subsequently became a cabecera of the viceroyalty of New Spain. Today, the ruins of Tenochtitlan are in the historic center of the Mexican capital.
So when you go there, it'll have some of the ruins in the Mexican capital. So you could read some. Oh, yeah. Here, continue reading.
The World Heritage Site of Exochimo.
I don't know. We need, the officer got to help us out over here. I don't know where he's at, but I think it's with his. I think he said like with a Z with the X, but just try your best.
Yes, sir. Exochimoco contains what remains of the geography: water, boats, floating gardens.
Go ahead.
Of the Mexica capital.
Scroll up. So water, boats, floating. So they wasn't just savages. So let's just click. You could go and do the some of the research on your own, and click the picture if you can, if it'll show it. So that's how Northern Kingdom was getting down in Mexico. Remember, King Hezekiah had built a pool and a conduit. So it's already in our spirit to make things and create things and to have this wisdom. And we read that Issachar had understanding of times. They knew about the stars. Remember, King Solomon knew about the stars too. So we just have this understanding. So they was able to build these things until, went into not following God's commandments and then being conquered by the heathen. So then now we are destroyed, and we have to seek the Lord 10 times more. And we have to remember who we are. We have to acknowledge our offense. Okay, drop that. Go to 1 Chronicles 12 and 8. We'll probably have to speed it up a little bit. 1 Chronicles 12 and 8.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 12 and verse 8. And of the Gadites, there separated themselves unto David into the whole to the wilderness men of might.
So the Gadites was men of might. Go ahead.
And men of war fit for the battle.
The Gadites was men of war fit for the battle. They were fit for the battle. So that means we got to burn the fat. We got to make sure we are healthy and exercise, because we got to be fit for the battle.
That's right.
Exactly, because you got to think we couldn't be overweight during this. You couldn't be overweight. Look at all the Gadites. When you look at them, they're not overweight. They were eating off the land. They didn't have obviously all this defiled food because we went into captivity. We under oppression. So we got to navigate through all this nonsense that's here in Babylon, throughout all these preservatives and yellow numbers 28s or whatever. We got to make sure we eat healthy and be fit for the battle. Go ahead.
That could handle shield and buckler.
They can handle shield and buckler. Go ahead.
Whose faces were like the faces of lions.
Uh-huh.
And were as swift as the roes upon the mountains.
So their faces like lions because it had the paint, the war paint, and were as swift as the roes upon the mountains. They was running fast. They could move agile. Give me the next one under the Tenochtitlan, the Native American abilities. Let's see.
Native American tribes possessed a wide array of skills crucial for survival and living in harmony with nature, including hunting, trapping, crafting tools, building shelters, and gathering food and medicine.
It said Native American tribes possessed a wide array of skills crucial for survival and living in harmony with nature. Not coming to the land and destroying it and killing everything and ripping all the nutrients out the earth. That's the so-called white man. That's Esau doing that to the earth. That's right. Came in Congress, but again, why did that happen? Because we didn't follow God's laws. That's why we lost this heritage. Go to so it says hunting, trapping, crafting tools, building shelters, gathering food, and medicine. The Northern Kingdom had the skills for medicine. Read.
These skills, passed down through generations, allowed them to thrive in diverse environments.
So see, these skills passed down through generations allowed them to thrive in diverse environments. But we went away, we was in sin, and then we lost our heritage. Get Jeremiah 17:4. Jeremiah 17:4. Because we lost all this stuff because you see our Native American brothers and sisters. They doing bad, just like the blacks and Latinos. They doing bad in Arizona and in New Mexico and in Montana. They on reservations. They doing bad just like we are. Go ahead, read.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
God said we will discontinue or stop from our heritage. We will not have it anymore. Read.
That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
Who?
Thine enemies.
We gonna serve our enemies. They used to pass down those skills to generations, but then through the idolatry and through the going away from God's commandments, we went into captivity, and we're going to serve our enemies, and we're going to lose all our heritage and all our skill sets. That's it.
In the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
So when the Native Americans are on reservations, that's the kindling of God's anger. So we have to come back and learn God's commandments, learn who we are, and repent from those sins. All right, that's it on that?
Yes, sir.
All right, go back to just read a couple of points, and then we got to move on.
Here's a more detailed look at some key skills. Number 1, hunting and trapping. Native Americans were proficient hunters and trappers, using a variety of techniques and tools to gather food.
So it said they were fit for the battle, and they were as swift as roes upon the mountain. So they said proficient hunters and trappers. So scroll up. You got tool making, shelter building. Go ahead, keep scrolling. Gathering food and medicine. You had other skills, fire making. They developed methods of creating and maintaining fires, essential for warmth, cooking, and other purposes. Water purification, first aid, navigation and tracking, clothing and footwear. So these brothers and sisters were not savages. They were well organized people and had an understanding. That's the children of Israel. The so-called white man, the Idumeans, the conquistadors, they came over and took all this because, again, we lost this heritage. We lost our way, and then they came and took it, and then they learned from the Native Americans. Okay, drop that. Drop that. Go to 1 Ezra 4. 1 Ezra 4. And read verse 13.
The book of 1 Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 13. Then the third, who has spoken of women and of the truth, this was Zerubbabel, began to speak.
Who was this?
This was Zerubbabel began to speak.
Zerubbabel began to speak. Go ahead.
O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or have the lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land.
So Zerubbabel sent this letter to the king. So they said, they say who's going to have the wisest saying, right? Okay, drop that. Go to verse 41.
Verse 41. And with that he held his peace. And all the people then shouted and said, Great is truth, and mighty above all things.
So Zerubbabel, his wisdom was true above all things. His letter was true. The other ones didn't have it. So they said, the king said, his letters is true. Go ahead, read.
Then said the king unto him, Ask what thou wilt more than is appointed in the writing, and we will give it thee, because thou art found wisest.
Thou art found what?
Found wisest.
Thou art found wisest among those men. Go ahead.
And thou shalt sit next me, and shalt be called my cousin.
So Zerubbabel was able to sit next to the king and be called the king's cousin. So that happened to Joseph too. Joseph was like, I'm gonna be second in command and get accolades under Pharaoh. So the same thing happened with Zerubbabel too, showing you that our people are wise. We have this ability and skill set. And if you didn't know, or if you remember, that he was part of the immortals. He was like a bodyguard for the king. So he was had a very high skill set of fighting or martial arts. Because when you look at us, because you got Michael J. White, you know what I'm saying, you have brothers that are very skilled with martial arts. And if we took on that study or we went into it, we will excel at it. We will excel because God has given this special people an ability to have these type of power, so to speak, right? It's in us. We are gods on this earth. We have this ability to be great, because when you look at the sports world, the medicine world, the any world we go into as far as skill set, we can excel at that. We will be great at that, because when you look up, like say basketball, when it first started, they wasn't even dribbling the ball. They wasn't dribbling. We are those guys. We are the gods of this earth. We make things better because of our skill sets of what God has given us. Go to what is that? Go to History of Susanna. History of Susanna, verse 45. Yeah, because you said he was an immortal. You had, black martial artists that was well skilled in, martial arts and karate. Because remember, we created karate. We was the ones who created the kung fu, because we was in captivity in China as well. Go ahead, read that.
The book of History of Susanna, verse 45. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel.
So a young youth whose name was Daniel. Go ahead.
Who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Then all the people turned them toward him and said, What mean these words that thou hast spoken? So he, standing in the midst of them, said, Are ye such fools, ye sons of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel?
So you see that? So he standing in the midst of them against those elders that was lusting over over Susanna, being wicked as hell. Daniel had the wisdom or the knowledge to tell them that they have to examine the matter first. Examine the matter or knowledge of the truth about before you condemn somebody. So he had that wisdom as a young man. Jump down to verse 64.
Verse 64. From that day forth was Daniel had in great reputation in the sight of the people.
Because Daniel had a great reputation after that because he showed his wisdom. The wisdom that Daniel had as a young man. Go to Daniel.
The book of Daniel, chapter 1, in verse 4. Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, in whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
Right. So he had, read it again.
Children in whom was no blemish.
No blemish.
But well favored.
Well favored. These brothers was no blemish and well favored. Read.
And skillful in all wisdom and cunning in knowledge.
Skillful in all wisdom and cunning in knowledge. That's the children of Israel. We have that. You see that with Daniel. So you saw that Daniel had that understanding. Okay, go to Exodus 35. Exodus 35. To speed it up a little bit more. Just read faster, sir.
Yes, sir. The book of Exodus, chapter 35, in verse...
Oh, I'm sorry. 29.
In verse 29, the children of Israel brought a willing offering unto the Lord, every man and woman whose heart made them willing to bring for all manner of work, which the Lord had commanded to be made by the hand of Moses.
So the children of Israel had a willing heart. That's why we have to have a willing heart to serve, to give alms, to help support. We have to have a willing heart. We want to help. That's what you have to have in your spirit. Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the children of Israel, See, the Lord hath called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah.
The tribe of Judah.
And he hath filled him with the Spirit of God.
Filled him with the Spirit of God.
In wisdom.
In wisdom.
In understanding.
Understanding.
And in knowledge.
Knowledge.
And in all manner of workmanship.
And of all manner of workmanship. He was very skillful. Bezalel was very skillful in putting the tabernacle together. Go ahead.
And to devise curious works, to work in gold, and in silver, and in brass, and in the cutting of stones, to set them, and in carving of wood, to make any manner of cunning work. And he hath put in his heart that he may teach, both he and Aholab, the son of Ashimach, of the tribe of Dan.
So he was able to do cutting stones, carving wood, make any manner of cunning work. And then he was able to teach other people as well to do those things because he had that skill. Read.
Them hath he filled with wisdom of heart.
Them hath he filled with wisdom of heart to what?
To work all manner of work, of the engraver, and of the cunning workman, and of the embroiderer, in blue, and in purple, and in scarlet, and in fine linen, and of the weaver, even of them that do any work, and of those that devise cunning work.
See that? So God gave Bezalel a skill set, and he went to do what? Share his skill set. share the knowledge that he had to his people. So that's why we have things set up so that we share these things to our people, and we have to share our talents and our gifts to others that want to learn. To the young men, to the young women, we have to share these gifts to them so they could have this wisdom and understanding. We got to share these gifts to our kids, to our sons, to our brothers, to our sisters. You understand? We have to do this because God has given us this wisdom to share. We have to give back to our people. We have to. That's how we have to gather together as a nation. Go to 1 Samuel 25:25. So let's see a foremother. I ain't forget about you, sisters. Let's see a foremother. 1 Samuel 25:25.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 25 and verse 25.
Let
not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, even Nabal, for as his name is, so is he. Nabal is his name, and folly is with him.
So Abigail, her Lord was folly. His name was Nabal. He's of folly, right? He was in a sinful brother. Go ahead.
But I, thine handmaid, saw not the young men of my Lord, whom thou didst sin. Now therefore, my Lord, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, seeing the Lord hath withholden thee from coming to shed blood, and from avenging thyself with thine own hand, now let thine enemies, and they that seek evil to my Lord, be as Nabal. And now this blessing which thine handmaid hath brought unto my Lord, let it even be given unto the young men that follow my Lord.
So showing you that she was speaking with wisdom. She had an understanding about, because that was her Lord, and even though he was folly, she still had to show her reverence to her Lord and show by her example to, still set an example even though he was out of the spirit. So she still had to set forth that example. Go to Esther 5:2. Esther 5:2. Oh, I'm sorry. Go back to read verse 3 of 1 Samuel 25.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 25 and verse 3. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding.
Yeah, there we go. A woman of good understanding. Go ahead.
And of a beautiful countenance. But the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb.
So see that? So Abigail had the beautiful countenance and a good understanding. She stayed in the spirit while her husband was, churlish and evil in his doings. So showing you still that we have it. We just got to hone in onto it and apply that wisdom. Go to Esther 5:2. Esther 5:2. Yeah, we have to speed it up.
The book of Esther, chapter 5 and verse 2.
Yes, sir.
And it reads, and it was so when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther? And what is thy request? It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom. And Esther answered, if it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him. Then the king said, cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther hath said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom it shall be performed. Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my request is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, that the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king have said.
So showing you that she spake wisely with the king. She didn't get out of the spirit. She didn't, She didn't do none of that. She spoke wisely with the king, spoke as she should be speaking unto a king, not talking out the side of her neck, not yelling back and forth with somebody. That is not a daughter of Sarah to do that. So showing you, Esther, that's wisdom. That's showing you that the children of Israel, the daughters of Sarah, have that wisdom that you can use. It's in your spirit. You just got to hone in on it and apply it. You have to apply and speak those soft words, those kind words, and be intelligent with your talk, with, chase, with your communication, season with salt. That's what you got to do. Okay. Judith 10. Judith 10. And verse 18.
The book of Judith, chapter 10 and verse 18. Then was there a concourse throughout all the camp, for her coming was noised among the tents.
So they was like, oh man, Judith is coming. They already know that this sister's coming. Go ahead.
And they came about her as she stood without the tent of Holofernes, till they told him of her. And they wondered at her beauty.
They did what?
And they wondered at her beauty.
They wondered at Judith's beauty. Read.
And admired the children of Israel.
They admired who?
And admired the children of Israel.
They admired the children of Israel because of who? Of what?
Because of her.
Because of Judith. They admired the children of Israel. Like, oh, okay. They admired her beauty and was like, dang, the children of Israel. Y'all are something else. Y'all are peculiar people. Y'all are very special. Admired the beauty and admired the children of Israel because of her beauty. Go ahead, read. Yeah, leave that up. Read.
Verse 19. And they wondered at her beauty and admired the children of Israel because of her. And everyone said to his neighbor, who would despise this people that have among them such women? Surely it is not good that one man of them be left, who being let go might deceive the whole earth.
So they said, everyone said to his neighbor, who would despise this people that they have them such women? Who would despise this people that have such beautiful women? That's right. The children of Israel, these daughters of Sarah, are such beautiful women. Who would despise them? And then they said, surely it's not good that one man of them be left. So there's like, you know what? Let's go kill the men because the women are so beautiful. They want to destroy the man so they could have our women. So that's why we got to make sure that we protect our daughters of Sarah and protect our nation, because they want to wish harm upon our nation, right? Because we are peculiar people. We special. That's it. Go to so showing you that we are special people. We are beautiful. We are gods of this earth. As far as men, the women come from us. So they right under you are princesses of gods. Read Psalms 82 and 6. Psalms 82 and 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 6.
I
have said, ye are gods.
We are gods. The children of Israel, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are gods on this earth. And you can see it, like I said, in our downfall, in our captivity, we show the ability of very high skill sets. The greatest basketball players, the greatest football players, the greatest athletes when you want to go into the athletic world. We the greatest rappers. We the greatest singers if you want to go into the entertainment world. But also outside of that, we are great with inventions. We are great in other things as far as outside of entertainment, right? So read the next part.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
We are children of the Most High. Read.
But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes.
Why? Because we went into captivity. Read Deuteronomy 28 and 45.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
We are being destroyed. We said we are gods, But we're going to die like men. We're going to fall like one of the princes and be in captivity. Read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Because we don't follow the God's commandments. Read.
to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
That's it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we will be destroyed for not following God's commandments. So we read earlier that we'll lose our heritage, we'll be destroyed, we'll lose all this skill set that we have and be at a low estate. We'll be at the bottom, we'll die like men, we'll fall like men, we'll be in captivity. So, but in this captivity, we've shown that we are skillful people. Wisdom of Solomon 13:3. Wisdom of Solomon 13:3.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods. Let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty have created them.
The first author of beauty created them. He created everything else, but he's the first he's the author of beauty. He's the one that created everything. So when you see the sun and the stars because the other nations took them to be gods, but the one who created it, he's the author of beauty. He created that thing. So guess what? If he's the author of beauty, we are like that beauty that he created. We are just like that. We are in his image. We are those gods on the earth. So if he created the sun and the moon to look like how they look, and we see that and we're like, dang, somebody created that. The one that created us. So he's the first author of beauty. We have to give praises to the Most High in Christ. Okay, get Matthew 5:13. Matthew 5:13.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth.
We are the salt of the earth. Read.
But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men.
We are the salt of the earth. We are that salt. We have that flavor. That's right. So let me pull up, click on, running out of time. Go to the Black Inventors. Black Inventors. Let's show some salt. Click that Black Inventors. In Northern Kingdom, I didn't forget about you. Northern Kingdom. We touched Northern Kingdom earlier too. You know, we all the children of Israel. We all God's chosen people. You got it, sir?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, pull that up. So look at that. Inventors, African American. You got Gary Morgan, Marie Van Brenton, Lewis Howard Latimer, Frederick McKinley, Madam C.J. Walker, which was the first woman millionaire. That's where you got what is it? That company, Mary Kay Cosmetics, took her plan on how to conduct business. You got Alexander Miles. You remember Gary Morgan created the traffic light and the gas mask. You had Elijah McCoy. When you say the real McCoy, it comes from Elijah McCoy. Sarah E. Good, Alice H. Parker. You know, see these are black inventors. Salt of the earth. Benjamin Bernacker created the almanac, which they again take from us. We are the salt of the earth. Or this Boykin. Okay, you could drop that. Go to Bill Pickett. Bill Pickett, because we just run out of time. Bill Pickett. Say like, okay, some might know who Bill Pickett is. Some might not know who Bill Pickett is. Who is Bill Pickett? Let's see. Who is Bill Pickett? You got it?
Yes, sir.
Bill Pickett let's see. Scroll. That's a cowboy. So you remember they used to because we was cow hand, that we was the ones dealing with the cattle, and then they called us cowboys. So scroll up, because the Northern Kingdom was cowboys too as well. Scroll up, or click like Wikipedia or something real quick. Yeah, that one. William M. Pickett. It says, let me see. Trying to see where it got points at, but just do some research on William Pickett. I'll give you a brief. You know, he was the one when they say grab the bull by the horns, it comes from this man here. He would grab the bull, it's an actual meaning. He would grab the bull by the horns. He said it would bite the bull's lip to take the bull down in a rodeo. Now that's a skill. So when they use that term, grab the bull by the horns, it comes from Bill Pickett. Okay, you could drop that. Go to and then you got also, again, in the entertainment world, you got the special tap dancers like the Nicholas brothers. You got Gregory Hines. You got Savion Glover. Savion Glover was on an episode of the Cosby Show at one point. Gregory Hines was in some movies. The Nicholas brothers, you go YouTube it. They dancing. They tap dancing better than Fred Astaire, because Fred Astaire is the Edomites' tap dancer, but the Nicholas brothers took it to another level. So then you got some also inventors. Give me Morris Ashley real quick. Morris Ashley, and then you could probably choose one of the Northern Kingdom mathematic brothers as well. This is the salt of the earth. We are the peculiar people. We have this specialness in us to do things. We take it and we take it to another level. Because even in our captivity, we are great. Even through Jim Crow and segregation, we would make things great. Everything you touch, the broom, the AC, the elevator, the tricycle, the ice cream scooper, that's us. Go ahead. You got it?
Yes, sir.
So Morris Ashley is a chess player. So he was granted to be the first black grandmaster. The first one. And he's from Jamaica. He's Jamaican, so he's from the tribe of Benjamin. That's right. So there you go. You could drop that. Give me just type in, or give me Bass Reeves. I'm sorry, don't go to Bass Reeves. Go to one of the Northern Kingdom brothers. Give me a couple of Northern Kingdom brothers. You could just go ahead and choose one. So we the great people on this earth. From taking bulls down, to playing chess, to tap dancing, to making a traffic light, to making a gas mask, to making a hot comb, to making the first car. Because I remember, I forgot the brother's name who made the first car. It was a brother. So don't say Model T Ford was the first car. It was a brother who made the first car. Go ahead. You got one of the Northern Kingdom brothers?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, pull one up. Cerrito, what's that? Perito Rodriguez. So he was, you got to click it in English. I'm sorry, officer, I can't read this all the way, man. It's all in Spanish. No, you just got to click English. Go back to the top. No. Scroll up. Scroll up again. It's not there? Yes, that's as far as it go up?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, it was when I looked it up, it had it translate. Is that the translator right there? Okay, there you go. It was different on my thing. So he was a Mexican mathematician who taught nationally autonomous University of Mexico. Mathematician, right? Okay, drop that. So Northern Kingdom mathematician. Then you got, like I said, give me one more scripture. We'll close out. Give me Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. You have Bass Reeves. There's a series about Bass Reeves called The Lawmen. Watch that series. He was one of the best lawmen out there doing this thing. So you have certain people like that. We in law. And then also I forgot we got Geronimo. Remember Geronimo, Northern Kingdom. And then you also got Sitting Bull. Those brothers was fit for the battle, fit for war. Go ahead, read that last script.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might.
So whatever we find to do is written in the scriptures that we do it with our might. So because we know we sons of God, we are peculiar people. We have this understanding. So when we do Israel, when we do support the troops, we do support the truth. We put in, your hours in captivity at work, the things we do at the house, all that we do, we should put it with our might. Read.
For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest.
Because that's it. It's not in the grave. So what we do here on earth, we got to do it with our might, do it with our all, because we are that peculiar and special people and chosen people. And we have the skill set and the wisdom and understanding. And especially now we got this truth, we should have it even much more. All right. So all praises to the Most High again. Support. Text give to the number. Support the troops. All right. Israel, shalom. Most High in Christ bless. All praises.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word